Ahead on Daytime Buffalo, we dive into some amazing events coming to the 716, how Buffalo is going to be one of the only cities in America to see a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And we've got the Buffalo Art Studio in-house today, here to talk about their big fundraiser, how you can get involved and have fun doing it. It's all coming up right here on Daytime Buffalo. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to Daytime Buffalo. I'm your host, Chelsea Lavelle. You know, Western New York is such an incredible place to live. That much is true. Between its complex arts and entertainment offered at amazing venues and wild scenic beauty, Buffalo is truly a unique and vibrant city. And joining me today to talk about all the 716 has to offer is Patrick Kaler, President and CEO of Visit Buffalo Niagara. Patrick, welcome and thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having me today.
No, we are really excited. We want you to tell us a little bit more about Buffalo Niagara and what you guys have coming up.
Absolutely. So we are the official tourism marketing organization for all of Erie County, and so we're all about bringing visitors from the outside in, and there's just so much going on in our destination. And one of the things that we've got coming up later this spring is Restaurant Week. We took over Restaurant Week in the fall. We'll do it in the fall and spring. And so April 17th through the 23rd, we'll have Restaurant Week again. And in the fall, we had over 80 restaurants that participated. We're hoping for 100 this year for the spring. And we have 3 different price tiers for both lunch and dinner for the restaurants to participate, because it's a great way for our locals as well as our visitors to get out, try a new restaurant, get a price fixed meal, and it's just a lot of fun. And we had a lot of great engagement on our website. It was the second most popular landing page on our website for all of 22.
Wow. Well, it doesn't shock me. Who doesn't love eating, right?
Well,
and we've got some great restaurants in Buffalo.
We do. And what's the one constant thing that everybody does, no matter what they do when they travel, everybody has to eat?
Everyone's got to eat.
Exactly.
And eat well at these
That's
restaurants.
right.
Now, also, Buffalo AKG Art Museum is reopening soon. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so this is a great inflection point for our community. This is really a once-in-a-generation type of a situation where the Albright Knox, now the Buffalo AKG, is one of the top 20 contemporary art museums in the world. And now with this expansion project, they're going to be able to put out even more of their collection. Before, they could only put out maybe 10%. Wow. And so now they'll be able to put out so much more. Huge expansion project. And this just really gives our organization the opportunity to tell a whole new arts and culture story for our community, because it's more than just the Albright Knox, but we've got great architecture that's world-renowned.
I drive past it every day. It's coming along beautifully. I get excited every time I see it.
Yep. So we're so excited in May. So perfect time for the summer season when people are coming in. So we're just waiting with anticipation on the Buffalo AKG opening.
And they bring in really great pieces. I mean, Andy Warhol, like Picasso, like that's an amazing thing to have locally here.
That's right. And so many of those artists are already in the existing collection, but then they are able to bring in some other works from other art institutions from around the world that just complement what we have.
Now, we know that Erie County has worked hard to overcome tourism and economic challenges coming out of the pandemic, right?
Yep.
How do you feel about its future going forward?
Well, in the tourism industry, we're still in the recovery phase. So because of meetings and conventions being so important to the Buffalo tourism economy, business travel as well, we're still a little bit behind. But the good news is we were only down 3% in our overall hotel occupancy for 2022. So that's really a great story to tell, since we didn't have major conventions coming in or the return of business travel. Now, on the other good side is that our rates that our hotels are able to command right now are at an all-time high. And this is worldwide. And our overall hotel rates were up about 16% over 2019 levels. Wow. So the good news for our local residents in that respect is that on bed tax collections, there's also a collection of bed tax and sales tax, which also brings in a savings to the overall tax bills that our residents have to pay. So having these visitors come in, paying the higher rates,
That's
pays
better
off for
us.
our
That's
residents.
better for us locals. Now, we teased it a little bit, but something amazing is happening in 2024, an eclipse.
That's right.
And that's a long time away, you would think, but you guys are already putting in a lot of work. What does this mean?
Yeah, so this is a big deal. There are people from around the world that travel specifically just to watch solar eclipse. And Buffalo will be one of the few areas in the United States or even around the world on April 8th. Between 2:30 and 3, we will be in total eclipse
mode.
if you will, yeah. So we're working with so many of our attractions, our big park spaces, because we anticipate thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people coming into Buffalo for this event to watch the eclipse. We already have probably about 25 bus groups who have already booked their rooms for 2024.
Wow.
So a lot of preparation are still going on. We're very concerned about the safety of people getting in and out of our community and making sure everybody has an enjoyable experience. And so what we're doing right now is curating places where people may be able to watch the eclipse, again, in a very safe place. Maybe they have some restroom facilities, some food options.
Yes.
So it's going to be a great day, and Mother Nature is definitely going to be on our side.
She's going to be on our side. We hope. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing. There's exciting stuff happening between Buffalo and Niagara, so keep doing amazing work. We appreciate it, and we're going to have you back soon. And where can our viewers go to learn about what's going on in the 716?
Sure. So they can go to our website, visit buffaloniagara.com, and they can follow us on all social media platforms at Visit Buffalo Niagara.
Thank you so much, Patrick. We appreciate you. Now, Home Depot is making some big changes to its pay scale, and McDonald's rolls out new plant-based nuggets in its European market. All that and more coming up in today's Money Watch.
An investigation is underway into a freight train derailment in Nebraska yesterday. No one was hurt when roughly 31 cars carrying coal ran off the tracks. It comes as the Environmental Protection Agency has taken charge of the cleanup following the toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. President Biden received an update yesterday from Ohio lawmakers and his EPA administrator. Today, former President and 2024 Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is expected to visit East Palestine. Home Depot says it's raising its starting pay to $15 an hour beginning this month. It's part of the home improvement chain's $1 billion investment for workers across its more than 2,000 stores in the U.S. and Canada. Home Depot's CEO says the pay hike will help the company attract and retain the best talent. And today, Mickey D's lovers in Germany can start ordering the new plant-based McNuggets. The nuggets are made from peas, corn, and wheat with a tempura batter. The product marks the second partnership between McDonald's and Beyond Meat following the McPlant. That plant-based sandwich also launching in Germany this week after its success in the UK, Ireland, Austria, and the Netherlands. McDonald's says its plant-based offerings have fared better in Europe, though they could eventually become available in other markets, depending on customer demand. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com.
Coming up after the break, Buffalo Art Studio joins us in the studio to talk about a big event coming up. But first, we caught up with local vinyl haven Revolver Records for a closer look at what makes vinyl records so appealing and where you can get your wax fix in the 716. Keep it here, that's next. Vinyl records. It's a nostalgic yet seemingly modern way to listen to your favorite bands or discover your newest musical crush. Here in Western New York, when it comes to albums, Revolver Records has been a staple for vinyl record lovers to come and explore the latest and sometimes rarest records in Buffalo. Joining me in the Daytime Buffalo studio today is Revolver Records owner Phil McNamara.
That's me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Phil, tell me a little bit about Revolver Records and how you got started in the record business.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been really into music, and about the time that I graduated high school, which was 2005, I started collecting records because I bought an iPod, and I put all of my CDs onto an iPod, and then I never played my physical CDs anymore. And so when I went home to my house, I wanted something that I could play in the house. And a lot of times records at the time would come with like digital downloads, so I could have it on the iPod and I can have the record separately. And so anyway, I got into it then. And then just like anything else, when you start collecting something seriously, you start to buy and sell and trade and all that stuff. And that was you know, what I started to do, and then it turned into a side hustle, which turned into a business, and now it's 4 locations.
Wow, you guys are expanding quickly. So tell me, what do you think it is about vinyl records that just keeps people coming back, especially in the digital age of music and download with things like Spotify?
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's something to it that people, you know, they really enjoy. There's the like I said, the physical aspect of it. You know, I use Spotify as well. I listen to a lot of digital music, and you know, just I feel like it's almost in the face of technology going the opposite way. People still want to hold on to that that physical media. They want to own the things that they love, because you know, if things go sour or maybe there's no power or internet, well, we can still listen to music you know, the way that it was meant to be listened to.
And there's just something so special about touching it, right?
Oh my God, absolutely, yeah.
Well, many artists release unique or special albums with limited edition artwork. Do you think it's things like that that's keeping vinyl records alive and current with the newest generation of music lovers and album collectors?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I certainly think it helps. You know, adding colored vinyl a lot of the time. The vinyl that they're pressing nowadays, in a lot of cases, is really great quality, and they're doing a good job of pressing. There's some things that aren't, but for the most part, yeah, I think that it adds to the collectability of it. But for the most part, the people that are really into it just want it for the sound. They want to have the original way that it came out, and you know, but bringing more and new people into the hobby is always really great.
Very special. And getting back to your store, or should I say stores, because you have multiple locations, what's something that's really selling right now at the shop?
Oh man, I mean, you know, there's always, classic rock is always really big. I mean, your Led Zeppelin, your Pink Floyd, Doors, Beatles, Stones, that kind of stuff. And as far as newer releases go, I mean, I'm just trying to think of what came out recently. You know, Frank Ocean is always very popular. The Grateful Dead always comes out with new live sets and different things. There's just so many different, I mean, basically every new release comes out on vinyl, so people are always looking for that new thing, you know, so yeah, anything from, you know, as far as back to the 50s, you know, as new as to, you know, today.
And speaking of new things, you have congratulations in order because you just opened a new store in East Aurora. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we just opened a shop. It was on Black Friday we opened. It was awesome. I mean, it used to be the location of a music shop called Limelight Music. And they actually just moved into the rear entrance, like the basement of the same building, and so they're still there. But I love the area out there. I wasn't super familiar with it when we originally agreed to move into there. But now I've been out there quite a bit, and I really love the area. It's such a cool space. The little town area out there, and people really support the businesses out there, and I'm really happy to be part of it.
Very nice. And do you have any events coming up at any of your locations?
Well, Record Store Day is coming up in April. And that's basically like, you know, a huge event where hundreds of new releases come out exclusively on that day that you can only buy at indie record shops. And so we will have these releases at all 4 of the locations, and they'll be only, like I said, you can't buy them on Amazon or online. And so that's coming up in April. I don't have the details in front of me, but essentially that's the biggest thing that's coming up for sure.
Very exciting for that day, I'm sure. Very good business for you.
It should be a good day. Yeah.
People are probably excited after seeing this. So anyone that wants to, how can they find out more information and stop by one of your locations?
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to call us. The store number is 716-213-7604. We have a website, revolverrecordsinc.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. We're all over the place, but we're always getting new things in. We're always buying records, and so people can bring them in, and we'd be happy to take a look at what they have. Yeah, that's how you get hold of us.
Thank you so much, Phil, for coming in and talking to us and sharing your love for records. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Cool.
Well, joining us today in the Daytime Buffalo studio is Sydney O'Shea and Lauren McLaughlin from Buffalo Art Studio. Thank you both for being here and joining us. You guys, can you tell me a little bit about Buffalo Art Studio?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Buffalo Art Studio is a 20,000 square foot art space. So we hit on 3 prongs. We have over 30 studios for artists. We have education classes for adults and for youth. And also we present relevant exhibitions that are free and open to the public.
Very nice. Can anyone just walk into your studio and stop by? Do they need to make an appointment?
No, we're free and open to the public. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 5, and on Saturday, 10 to 2, I believe.
Yes. And the studios are completely open, so you can go in, you never know what artists will be there, you can see them working, you get to see, we have 2 exhibitions up right now. They change about every 6 to 8 weeks, so it's always something new there.
Absolutely. Fun stuff. And you guys have an exciting event coming up. It's actually a fundraiser for you guys.
Yes, it's called our Live on 5 event. It's actually a big art auction. We have, right now, I think we have about 500 works from close to 200 artists.
That's incredible.
So all the art is donated by local artists in the area. And they're all 5 by 5, so as you can see, we have a few on the table.
Okay.
So they're all this size, and we have frames available. But yeah, Live on 5, it's an exhibition that is going to be opening on March 4th, and then it's a virtual auction that runs from March 9th to March 11th, and it'll end on March 11th with a big party.
Who doesn't love a party, right?
It's going to
Art
be
and a party.
awesome. So you'll bid on the works. We'll have a cash bar by Community Beer Works. We'll have music by DJ Lisa Lux, and then we'll have food for sale by Pattaya Street of the West Side Bazaar. So all the food sales will go straight to them, and then all of the rest of the funds raised will go back to us.
Amazing. And this is, like you said, both online and in person, right?
Yes. So all of the bidding is done online. It's all done from your phone, so you can do it wherever. You don't have to be in Buffalo. You don't even have to be in New York. But we hope that if you are in Buffalo and New York, you'll come join us for the party on March 11th, because it's going to be a really good time.
And the best part, you said people will be able to actually leave with the art that day if they're there.
Yes. So we are going to have 2 galleries. So the artists with the last names A through L will be in the first gallery. That will close at 8:30. And then all the artists with last names M through Z will be in the second gallery at 9:30. So as soon as 9:30 hits, we're going to have a bunch of volunteers deinstalling the work, taking it off the wall, bagging it up for you, and then you can leave right with your artwork.
Nice. And you don't have to worry because it's small. We can take this in a little bag. Now, talk to me a little bit about why you guys are fundraising. This is going back into the Buffalo Art Studio, correct?
Yeah, so all the proceeds are to benefit the Buffalo Art Studio, so we can pay our bills, pay the rent, stay in our space, but also, our main goal is to provide affordable studio spaces for our studio artists, affordable classes for anyone who's interested, and to keep it free and open to the public as much as possible. So that's one of the best parts about this auction is all of the art starts at $25. So it is very affordable. Bids only raised by 5. So yeah, our whole point is to bring the community together and to give affordable access to the arts to everyone.
And it's educational, right? You guys are really hoping to continue to educate. You guys have classes for all ages, is that right?
Yeah, we have youth and adult classes.
Yep, from 12 and up, and it's a wide range of classes as well. We have pottery classes, drawing classes, painting classes, all of that fun stuff.
And talk about some of the teachers of the classes that kind of are immersing artists themselves, right?
Yeah, so all of our teachers, they're paid artists. So we have Chanel Karakis is one of the painting art instructors right now. She's very up and coming. We have Deb Stewart. She's actually one of our studio artists, so she's a working artist. She teaches a bunch of our classes. They always fill up really quickly because everybody loves her so much. But yeah, so it's Buffalo Art Studio. It's a community for artists by artists.
That's incredible. Well, thank you guys so much for your amazing work, and we wish you the best of luck for your fundraiser.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to the party. Art and a party, right? That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies. We appreciate you. Still to come on Daytime Buffalo, looking for a new career or just starting out? Don't worry, we've got you covered. That's coming up after the break. Are you on the hunt for a job? Well, WUFO has you covered. Today I'm joined by Beverly Birch, the Senior Marketing Executive for WUFO. Hi, Beverly.
Hi, how are you?
You're not new to Channel 4, by the way.
By no stretch of the imagination. I've been here before.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's worked here for a long time. So good to have you back, but
Thank
you're
you.
here wearing a different hat.
Yes.
WUFO is hosting an equity and inclusion fair, correct?
That is correct.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, the job fair, we're calling it the Equity and Inclusion Job Fair, is going to be tomorrow at Kleinhans Music Hall. The hours of operation will be from 10 a to 2 p. And then from 2 p to 4 p, we will have a series of workshops. We'll be doing things like teaching resume writing, interviewing, as well as how to dress for success. There will be a fashion show. Men will have on suits, ladies will have on career attire, and it's just going to be fun for everyone.
Now, you guys say preparation plus opportunity equals success. What does the preparation entail?
The preparation is just what I spoke about. Preparation is knowing who you're going to be talking to, doing some research about the company before you go to the interview, dressing appropriately for the interview, knowing how to send out a proper resume so that your name will be included when they want to make a selection.
What should people expect to do and bring when they arrive tomorrow?
When they come tomorrow, they should expect to see over 20-some companies, local companies. Some will be hiring right on the spot.
Oh, wow.
We have as many as 300 jobs that are going to be available. We do have one of the companies that is offering a $30,000 sign-on bonus. Have them, the people should bring in their resumes. They should bring in anything that they think will help them in the job hiring process.
Talk to me a little bit more about the workshops, about how many people will be in them, what type of people will be moderating them.
Well, it really depends on how many people attend the job fair as to how many people will be in the workshops. They're going to be pretty much up to the attendees, which ones they want to attend. But we will be having a workshop by Evans Bank. We'll be having a workshop by BETC. We'll be having a workshop by Catholic Health Systems. And so it'll be up to the attendees to participate in the different workshops. And the workshops are really up to the organizations that are giving the workshops. So if they want to talk about the perks of being an employee at a certain company, this is their opportunity. This is their chance to reel in new people.
Now, talk to me a little bit about because you have a number of recruiters. Talk to me about some of the big names that are going to be there.
Well, we have Wegmans, we have Roswell, we have Best Self Health, we have Catholic Health Systems, Humana, BETC, you name it. We have quite a few.
So when people should arrive, they should arrive in their best business attire, or will you guys be kind of helping them with that?
Well, I always say, look your best. No matter what, because you don't know what you're going to expect. If there are companies that are there who are hiring on the spot, you want to be looking your best. So you don't take chances with something like that. Come prepared to be hired.
If for people that are a little bit nervous, they haven't maybe worked in a while, they're not sure if they have a resume together, they're not sure if they have the proper clothing, what do you say to encourage them to come?
What I would say is if you're not ready, come anyhow, and we will help you through the process. That's part of why we're doing this, because we want to reach out to the community. WUFO Power 96.5 is a station of the community, and our owner, Sheila L. Brown, that is first and foremost in her mind for any event that we do.
Thank you so much, Beverly, for coming in and being here. The WUFO Equity and Inclusion Job Fair will be this Friday, tomorrow, February 24th. That's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Klein's Music Hall. That address is at 3 Symphony Circle here in Buffalo. Thank you again for being here. Now, over the past 2 months, bakers may have noticed that one of their favorite butters has gone missing from store shelves. And that's for good reason, as the company says it's working to phase out a widely used chemical that's been found to be toxic from its wrapping. Now, other companies are following suit. Dina Demetrius breaks it all down for us.
It's as natural as the day my great-grandfather made the butter.
Irish Kerrygold butter is prized by many consumers for its grass-fed goodness. But what consumers may not have realized, that grease-resistant wrapper contains per- or polyfluoroalkyl carbons, PFAS for short, a toxic artificial compound.
They last forever. They're called the forever chemicals because they're very persistent.
University of Notre Dame biochemist Graham Peasley co-authored studies on PFAS. His team uses a special particle accelerator to test fluorine levels in products.
They are used in over 1,600 different industrial processes and products. They make Teflon pans non-sticky. They make clothing waterproof. They make packaging waterproof.
In late 2022, Kerrygold stopped restocking its foil-wrapped butter to retool its packaging for California and New York ahead of new state PFAS laws. The company provided a statement that reads in part, "We will continue to ensure packaging for our products remains compliant with all relevant state legislation and regulatory requirements." Kerrygold's butter wrapping is not linked to bad health outcomes, but PFAS in general have been linked to certain cancers and other health dangers like high cholesterol and preeclampsia in those who are pregnant.
We've since discovered that all these PFAS are immune suppressants. So they suppress your immune system, and that means any opportunistic disease, including some types of cancer, could take over.
11 states now have rules either banning or reducing PFAS levels in items ranging from carpets, clothing, and cosmetics to food wrappers and containers. Many companies have voluntarily removed intentionally added PFAS from their products or packaging. The site PFAS Central by scientists at the Green Policy Institute lists dozens of companies with PFAS-free products, including Clean at Sephora, IKEA, H&M, and Chick-fil-A food packaging.
The big companies have pledged to phase out by 2025, and the smaller companies are already doing it.
Peasley says they're hard to come by, but consumers should start looking for labels that say no PFAS.
The weekend is almost here, and that means it's time to start relaxing. We've got an inside look on a huge event coming up that will have your cups foaming at the mouth. That's next. And it's still Mardi Gras week, and that means we're still celebrating. We'll show you how you can get a taste of the Cajun lifestyle right here in Western New York with the Big Easy. Stick around. Well, you know what they say about exercise. No amount can be too small. Now, experts are saying that a little bit of exercise can go a long way in helping to maintain brain function throughout your life. Michael George explains.
Any exercise, even as little as once a month, can help preserve mental function and memory. A major study in the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry showed a link between exercise and lower risks of dementia and cognitive decline. While even a little exercise can help, people who exercised regularly throughout adulthood saw the most benefit. Breathing practice combined with exercise can help improve concussion symptoms in teens. A study by the American Academy of Neurology had teens experiencing long-term concussion symptoms practice slow breathing for 20 minutes a night. Those who also did physical exercise saw improvements in memory skills, mood, and depression. And new research finds Black patients are more likely to experience dialysis graft failure. An AV graft is a flexible tube used to connect arteries and veins to help treat kidney failure. A study published in Radiology found disparities in the effectiveness of the treatment among Black people. Doctors say more research needs to be done to understand the disparity. Those are some of the day's top health stories.
Beer lovers, we might have an event for you. The Buffalo on Tap event planners stopped by our studio to tell us all about the big festival happening this weekend. Take a look. New York State's largest craft beer festival is happening this weekend. I'm here with Karen and Chris. You guys are going to walk us through what we can expect this weekend.
Yes, we have over 150 kinds of craft beers.
That's exciting. There's a lot of beer lovers in Western New York.
Yes, with all the breweries that we have in Western New York right now and all over the country. And this is our 10th year doing Buffalo on Tap at the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center. And we take up the entire second floor. And it's just beer trailer after beer trailer with taps all over. And people come in, they get a little sample glass, and they get to go upstairs and try
like
all.
These? Are these the sample
They're
glasses?
the sample
Nice.
glasses people will receive when they enter. And they can try whatever beers they would like.
And that's where Chris comes in. So, Karen, you are one of the event planners and coordinators, correct?
Correct.
Now, Chris, you are from Buffalo Brew Pub, and you are kind of the expert, right?
I guess you could say that. So, the Buffalo Beer Zone is where you will find a majority or all of the local breweries in one consolidated area. And that's where we feature the best of what Buffalo has to offer as far as beer is concerned, and also some ciders.
Nice. And you guys have some new things, including this beer that is going to be making its debut.
Yes, we're very excited about this one. This is a collaboration between the Buffalo Brew Pub and our friends at Resurgence Brewing Company. It's a series, Buffalo Breakfast series. We've done a breakfast stout before. This one is brewed. It's actually brewed with about 80 pounds of cocoa cereal. So it's a chocolatey cereal beer. So it debuts at Buffalo on Tap this weekend, and we're excited about the feedback we're going to get. And if everybody likes it, we think they will. We'll do it again next year.
That sounds yummy. What can people expect to see as far as, obviously they'll be trying beers, but what else will be happening at the festival?
Well, first, I just want to mention, if you go to our website, which is buffaloontap.com, and then click on breweries, you will see everything that will be on tap at the event. So that's a really great thing. We also try to do some other entertainment. So we have live bands. We have 2 sessions. One is afternoon session, so a VIP is noon to 4, GA is 1 to 4, and then we have an evening session, which is VIP 5:30 to 9:30, and GA general admission 6:30 to 9:30. So we have a different band for each session, and then we have something new. It's he's the living Zoltar fortune teller. So if you think about the movie Big,
yeah,
and you know that fortune teller was not real, well, this person comes to life. So you push his button, and he comes to life. He's local, he's a great actor, and he's a great fortune teller. So he's very fun.
Your future.
Yes,
Love
yes.
it.
And then we also have the silent disco. People love that.
Oh my goodness,
We
that's
brought
so
that back
fun.
this year. So yeah, it's very exciting, very fun.
Nice stuff going on. And walk me through what other beers might people see here. Not all of these are necessarily going to be at the festival, but these are all from local breweries.
Correct, yes. So a lot of these beers are representative of the breweries that will attend. What you'll find there, perusing the list that was mentioned on the website, some staples throughout the community, but then there's also beers that are one-off, limited releases that you might be trying for the first time. It's a great way to sample them, see if you like them, if you don't. If you do, and you go to the grocery store, you're more certain to walk away with something that you like, that you've tried before, which is one of the purposes of an event like this. And this event's different than a lot of beer festivals, because you go to the beer festival and you're tasting, but it's like a concert breaks out while you're there. It's just so much more interactive. There's more to do. It's a wonderful environment.
And people obviously should come thirsty, but there's also going to be food there. Any specialties that people should get excited to eat?
Well, the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center has their concession stand open, and they have great food. So there's a variety of things, from like a nachos and cheeseburgers and sausage and, you know, all kinds of fun things. We have a vendor who actually works with us who helps support our nonprofit, who we have tied into the event, which is Western New York Heroes, and they make pretzel necklaces. So you can buy one of those, and the proceeds go to Western New York Heroes, as well as us helping to benefit that organization by putting on the event.
Fabulous stuff here. You guys have amazing sponsors. I see here you've got radio stations, you've obviously got Buffalo Brew Pub, ECMC, so you guys have really been welcomed and accepted into this community year after year.
Yes, it's become, you know, one of the big events that happen in Western New York now, just like the Wingfest or any of these other events. Everyone looks forward to Buffalo on Tap, and when we announce it and put those tickets on sale, they start flying off the shelf. So we're excited because it's only 2 days away, and There are still some tickets available, though, limited number, but you can get the general admission tickets at all consumer beverage locations. The VIPs you can only get online, but if you go to buffaloontap.com, you can get both the VIP and the GA. So I would go there soon because, you know.
The time is ticking. If you're thirsty, of course, this is for 21 and up.
Yes,
or
absolutely.
adults
Must be
to have some fun. This is a great date over the weekend.
Yes.
Leave the kids at home. Go grab your partner. You go have a couple of drinks. It sounds like a good time.
And always drink responsibly.
And always drink
Yes.
responsibly. Uber's on, ready to go.
We have a lot of
Schedule your Uber.
yes, we have a lot of Ubers outside the convention center.
Yeah, I'm
when people
sure.
are done.
Or just walk. You know, hopefully
Yeah.
this bad weather will die off by Saturday, and we'll have some nice weather to have a good time. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Buffalo on Tap returns this Saturday, February 25th, to the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center. Buffalo on Tap tickets are available to purchase two ways. You can get physical tickets at any consumer beverages locations or purchase them online at buffaloontap.com. Now, women reporters risked their lives in the 1960s to break the stories of a mass murder in a new film starring Keira Knightley, and an a cappella group gets the star treatment in Hollywood. All that and more on today's Eye on Entertainment.
I need you to take down an address. If I don't call back in an hour, give it to the police.
Loretta. Keira Knightley plays trailblazing reporter Loretta McLaughlin on the hunt for a killer in the new film Boston Strangler. The true crime thriller follows reporters putting their lives on the line to break the story of the notorious 1960s murders gripping the city. Carrie Coon and Chris Cooper co-star. Boston Strangler streams on Hulu March 17th.
Time to get to work!
That's the sound of teams going head-to-head in the season-ending challenge of Tough as Nails. Battling until the end, teams Savage Crew and Dirty Hands race to demo, smash, and stack equipment at real-life job sites. The winner will be crowned tonight on the 2-hour season finale on CBS and Paramount+. And music sensation Pentatonix received their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Tuesday, the first a cappella group to have one. It comes ahead of the Grammy Award-winning group's just-announced North American leg of the World Tour, kicking off in Jacksonville in August. General tickets go on sale Monday.
Pentatonix, like the real-life Pitch Perfect. Okay, now speaking of entertainment, earlier in the week, Buffalo Ironworks dropped by to unveil their Cobblestone Live Music and Arts Festival lineup for 2023. This huge event is sure to drive a lot of business in the 716 and here at Daytime Buffalo. We can't wait. You can find ticket information and everything you need to get ready for the festival over on their website. That's buffaloironworks.com. Now, still to come, it's time to celebrate all things Mardi Gras. The Big Easy Buffalo is up next. Keep it here. Well, it's Mardi Gras week. We're continuing celebrations, and what better to do so with the Big Easy Buffalo. I'm here with Todd Kanizik. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the Big Easy, because it's a nonprofit, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Out of the wake of Hurricane Katrina back in 2005, we were having a national conversation about why New Orleans music and culture was important, and we were able to find a one-year grant to put on an 8-show series that ended with Mardi Gras 2008. And
Wow.
we're about to wrap up our 16th season thanks to a lot of
Congratulations!
Thank you. Thanks to a lot of community support, a lot of great music to bring in, and you know, it's just been a wonderful 16 years of bringing in Louisiana artists, pairing them with local professional and student musicians, and putting on free and low-cost shows.
That's really exciting stuff, and you have stuff coming up tomorrow, actually, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow is our 16th annual Mardi Gras Jam, and this time we're keeping it local. So we have a series of shows that we do with local bands where we take two bands that seemingly don't have a lot in common. In this case, it'll be the J Sharptet, which is a modern jazz band, and Folk Faces, which is an Americana folk band. So they'll each do one set of their own music, and then they do a third set where they combine, and we see what happens when you combine two very different styles of music. And in this case, they'll be playing Mardi Gras tunes. So that'll be tomorrow, and then a week from Saturday, we'll have the John Papa Grow Band in. John is a New Orleans musician. He is like the quintessential New Orleans piano player. Like if you think about Dr. John and Professor Longhair, you know, all of those kinds of folks, like he plays that style. He adds a little bit of his own funk and jam band stuff in. So that'll be next Saturday with Randall and the Late Night Scandals, a local blues band opening for him. And if nothing else, you got to love some of these names, right?
If nothing else, just go for the names, okay? That's awesome.
So tomorrow's show is at DHU Strand Theater in North Tonawanda, and then the show with John Papa Grow is at The Cave, which is Sportsman's Tavern's sister club on Military Road.
Now, I want to know about you and when you fell in love with jazz music, and especially the ties to Louisiana.
Yeah, so I went to New Orleans, actually at first for a little conference, and just started hearing the music. Went back, started with Mardi Gras, as most people do, and then moved on to Jazz Fest. But in the meantime, there was actually a touring version of Jazz Fest that came to the old Melody Fair, which means I'm dating myself now a little bit, but came to the old Melody Fair. Yeah, no. And it brought like the Dirty Dozen Brass Band and the Iguanas, Terrence Simeon, which was a Zydeco band, even Mardi Gras Indians. And man, just hearing all of that, I just really fell in love with it after hearing the Dirty Dozen Brass Band first. And, you know, getting a chance then to bring that culture into Buffalo was just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I thought, and it became
and
just
here
this
you go,
ongoing
bringing
thing.
it year after year. That's incredible stuff. What is your favorite part about the music, about when you see people from here in Western New York that maybe haven't experienced Mardi Gras or Louisiana, getting to, you know, experience that part of their culture?
Yeah, but my favorite part of New Orleans music is probably just the beat. There's this syncopation, there's this groove that New Orleans musicians have. And it doesn't really matter whether it's jazz, funk, blues, even rock and roll, or bounce music, or Zydeco, Cajun. There's so many styles. We try to bring them all in. And, you know, there's just something about that feel of the music. And I love when our local artists are able to pair up with those New Orleans artists. For instance, a group, the Brass Machine, they're a local New Orleans-style brass band. Not only did they get to open for John Grow one year, John sent them horn charts. And when John sent them horn charts, they learned them and then joined him on stage to perform the last couple of songs in his set.
Amazing.
So those sorts of things are really cool. And just, you know, we really love, I mean, we love bringing in the bands people have heard of. We've brought in Preservation Hall and Dr. John, Aaron Neville, Trombone Shorty. But we especially love bringing in bands that are here for the first time, or that, you know, may have never toured Buffalo or toured years ago, or, you know, it's been a long time, and like just getting to see people who take a chance on the show come out and just have a really good time. Like, it's a party. I mean, New Orleans
There's
music,
no way to
it's a
not party. If you know anything about New Orleans,
Right.
you know that it's just about, you're going to be sweating because you're going to be dancing. You're just going to be feeling that feet and the toes tapping.
Right.
And it's just a good time. So thank you for bringing that to Buffalo. Especially, congratulations, 16 plus years is an incredible accomplishment. Bringing the fun. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Dancing away.
Nice.
For all dog lovers watching, including me, it can be hard to imagine taking your pooch out for a drive without letting them hold their head out the window. Now, my Remy is a star and likes to let others know as we drive by. But down in Florida, a newly proposed bill would make that illegal. And that is causing many to be up in arms or up in paws over the new would-be law.
Harlow Thompson takes care of 7 dogs. When she transports them to and from the Ed Austin Dog Park, she always wants the car ride to be enjoyable.
I never let the window all the way down, but just like, you know, enough for them to stick their head out.
A newly proposed Florida bill intended to protect animals would make it illegal to let a dog have any part of its body outside the car. That would block dogs from sticking their heads out of a car window.
I'm for them enjoying, the car rides more, so I'm against that.
Senate Bill 932 covers many animal welfare topics, but a key aspect for Florida dog owners includes new restrictions on car transportation. It would also forbid drivers from having dogs sit in their laps while behind the wheel.
I could agree with the lap situation because it would cause people problems in driving.
If you are transporting your dog, you would have to have it secured in a crate that fits the size of the dog. Use a pet seat belt, or someone other than the driver must be in control of the dog. And those transporting a dog in the open bed of a pickup truck must also use a crate. If not followed, dog owners or drivers would be open to potential moving violation citations, though the charges would not count as criminal traffic violations.
They love getting their head out the window, and they're too trapped in the car if the windows aren't down.
Thank you to everyone we'd like to thank that came onto the show today. All of our guests, Visit Buffalo Niagara, Buffalo Art Studio, WUFO Job Fair, Buffalo on Tap, and of course the Big Easy Buffalo. But now it's time for a pop culture quiz. Our production supervisor, James, will be asking me questions, and you guys can play along as well. Just yell out at your screen. Okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
So, you're kind of a pop culture person yourself, and I hear you like music.
I do.
The first question is, which recording artist has the record for the most Grammy nominations?
Easy. Beyonce, my queen.
And who's tied with her?
Michael Jackson?
No, it's a trick question. It's her husband.
Oh, no way!
Yes, it is. I thought that was kind of cool. Yes.
Talk about a power couple. Wow.
The next one you might know pretty well. Who were these special guests during the 2020 Super Bowl halftime show?
Of course, J Balvin, Bad Bunny.
That's very good. I knew. I think one of your doppelgangers.
I do know someone that danced at the 2020 halftime show for Team Shakira.
That's pretty good. So you're on a roll here, 2 for 2.
Okay.
What English actor uses the name DJ Big Driss when he performs as a DJ?
That would be one of the loves of my life, Idris Elba.
One of mine, too.
Call
He
me.
is such a cool dude. He DJs half the year.
You think he's going to see this? Call me. You're watching.
And the next one here, kind of an important one. What year did News 4 first sign on?
Okay, I do know this. I've heard this somewhere.
I had to look it up.
Okay, so it's definitely the end of the 70s, not the 80s. Okay, I'm going to go with 79.
You are right on the money.
I was right? What?
You got it right. Only a few people probably know that. I think it's on a couple mugs around the
Yeah,
station,
I think I
too.
saw it somewhere, so I had to rack my brain.
Okay.
Wow, look at me knowing.
If you get all 5 of these, I'm sure we'll have a prize for you.
Okay.
And here's the best question of the day.
Okay.
Which film won the first ever Best Animated Feature Oscar?
Can I have a hint?
It was in 2001. Was the first time they gave an Oscar for Best Animated Feature.
I don't know. Give me the answer.
Okay. Well, no. The main character has layers like an onion. It's Shrek.
Shrek, yay! Thank you so much, Daytime Buffalo. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 3 right here on Channel 4. We'll see you then.